might say in some parts of Africa, Hujambo, Akwaba. And we go on and on and on. We have so many languages that we could choose from. I just suggest that we learn at least one African greeting. I choose to use Jambo, Hujambo from the Kiswahili language, the unifying language of Africa. Well, this is the third session. We just had drum call, we're gonna do libation, and we're gonna get it on. I got my teeth in, I got my glasses on the table, I'm ready to go. All right, we're gonna put this djembe, put it over here. I want to sit while I do libation today. The libation is just a way of giving honor to those divine spirits that look over us, and to those ancestors, and to those elders, with much respect. But as always, we have to start at the top. The ultimate, which is Almighty God, whatever name you choose to call God, however you wish to view God as a being, a spirit, whatever. Just understand that it is that creator of all and in control of all that's going on, even when we don't know it, we don't think so. Believe it. So we give water as a token, symbol of our thanks, Osheo. Thank you very much in the Yoruba language. Asante, thank you in the Kiswahili language. Medasi in the Ga language. I know a few. Here we go. And some parts of Africa, they say Ashe. We say Amen. A lot of you don't realize that's from Africa also, but we'll deal with that another time. But here we go. We give praise and honor to Almighty, the creator of heavens, earth, and us all, and every living and non-living thing on this planet. And we say, Ashe. To those intermediaries, those angels, those spirits, those who are sent to guide us, to touch us sometimes on the shoulder and say, wake up, you're on the highway. Whatever it might be, we give praise and honor. To our ancestors, those who have gone on before us, those who we say that we respect and honor. We say that we do that. We'll talk about that also. But we give that to them because they did what they did so that we can do what we're doing. Say Ashe. To our elders, which I'm finding out lately that I'm one of them, but we give that same respect and honor because we look to them to lead us on to the next level of this journey. And it is a journey. We say, Ashe.
Ashe.
To the parents, you got a job. You got a job, it don't get easy. It don't stop. And it's something that you must do as the parent. We honor you, especially those who are trying their best to be the best they can be. You say, Ashe. Knocking stuff off. And to our children, we just have to ask for blessings. We have to ask for blessings and blessings and more blessings. We have to ask for protection, for guidance for our children, that they will be saved in all this turmoil that's going on day after day after day. We say, bless our children, bless our children, bless our children. Say, Ashe. And then we're going to bring it full circle. And I always say this, I'm not African. I don't have a particular culture that I come from in Africa that I really know a lot about. I wasn't grown up in that culture. I'm just trying to learn. So some things will be good, some things will be, you know what I mean, but I'm learning, I'm trying, and I'm not fronting to know it all. But I say once again to the Almighty, our Creator, our strength, our real guidance, we say, Ashe,
Ashe.
Ashe,
Ashe.
Asheo.
Asheo.
And that O on the end of certain words in the Yoruba language just gives us emphasis. You know, we say Ashe, but when we say Asheo, that means it's like more. It's as much as we make it happen, that's going to make it happen. Okay. So now I'm going to move, and as I'm moving, our camera person is going to do whatever she does.
There.
Stay here?
Yeah. You need something about that?
Yes I do. Okay, so while some things are being brought to me, which are my glasses, I'm not going to try to fake it today. The war horn, those of you in Ghana might recognize the war horn, the Akobin. I'm going to do something that I normally don't do. No, I'm not. I was getting ready to place this on top of the drum, but my first teacher always told us nothing goes on the drum. You treat it as something that is special. And when you got good teaching, it stays with you. I've never forgotten that. I don't sit on the drum. I don't allow other people to do that. I don't sit. It's not a tabletop. He would tell us, do not put anything on the drum. So matter of fact, I'm going to move the drum. Put my glasses on. Got another one. This was the drum call. This is could be the Akobin, which is a symbol of the Adinkra language of symbols. All languages are of symbols. When we write A, B, C, those are symbols. This is the Adinkra language from Ghana. And it's a call to readiness. Some people call it the war horn. It's the call to volunteerism, meaning you will volunteer your time and your being to protecting your village and your people and your culture. This is the Akobin. There are many symbols in the Adinkra language, and we'll cover them as we go along. Okay, so you got the drum, you got the horn, and you got the hooty-hoo, which is our call to action over here, or alert. When you're walking through the neighborhood and you hear somebody say hooty-hoo, you know something's happening. Okay. Now you know what? Question. What to the slave is the 4th of July? I'm going to leave it just like that. That's a famous quote from a famous speech from a famous person. What to the slave is the 4th of July. You all look it up. Look it up. And we'll talk about this a little bit more next week. Okay? Second very important question. Who made the potato salad? For my African family, you might not understand that one, but that's an African American thing. When you go out to a dinner or a barbecue, or you go out and you see the potato salad, you ask the question, well, who made that potato salad? And that'll sometimes make you decide whether or not you're going to eat it. Who made a potato salad? Okay, y'all being healthy. Are you maintaining? Are you eating right? You getting your exercise? You're going out at least, if you don't do no more than go outside and inhale fresh air every day. Inhale it into your lungs. Let your chest expand with the air, not your stomach, but your chest. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Those of you who know about the citrus inhale, if you've been out somewhere and it's been kind of close and a lot of people, you want to clean out those nostrils, then you boil some orange and lemon and lime peels and you inhale the steam deep into your lungs. This disease, this virus, does affect the lungs, among other things. So you have to be very careful and treat your lungs with respect and love. Okay? I just had a bowl of vegetable soup. And I'm becoming kind of famous for my vegetable soup. The vegetable soups that I make have everything you can name in it. Vegetable. Okay? And the only thing that's not fresh are the tomatoes this time. I use canned tomatoes and tomato paste. Sometimes I do use fresh tomatoes. Okay? But you're able to eat everything. You drink the juice, which back in the old days, the elders used to call that the liquor. You know, you sop up the liquor with your bread. Okay, everything is good. When you boil, cook vegetables, and you do it in water, use just enough water to cook them with. And whatever you have left, drink that water. Okay, if you don't have anything in it that's bad, drink it. Because that's where a lot of your nutrients are. Okay, we got to take care of ourselves. We got to do it. Okay, these masks. I've bought a few packs of these the masks that you're only supposed to use one time. Now I know black folks. One of them, we're gonna stretch it a little bit. You know, we'll wear a mask until it has no more shape or form to it. Well, that's not healthy. It's not good. Okay, so these disposable masks. Understand that they are disposable and you really are supposed to throw them away. Okay? Now, these masks are the ones that I've been buying. They're like 10 in a pack for whatever price, you know, they're $8.99, $6.99. Some people try to make some money off of them and charge too much. But even before we use them now, we are hanging them on the line. Some of y'all don't know what a line is. That's a clothesline that you have outside that you can hang clothes on. You hang them on the line, you put them outside in the sun, in that fresh air, and let them sit all day. For, you know, for whatever. I don't know if it actually does something good or not, but I'm convinced within myself that the sunlight does help. We know the sunlight is a purifier, it's a healer, it's got that vitamin D. You know, we have melanin in our skin says, you know, give me sunlight. And a lot of us don't get enough. So get that sun. You don't do no more than go outside and sit down in it. Okay, stop being afraid of that sun. And you dark-skinned ones out there, don't worry about it. You're beautiful. You brown-skinned ones, don't worry about it. Get darker. You light-skinned ones, get darker. It's all right. That old saying, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. It's got one more part to it. The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice, and also the more nutritious that particular berry is. All right, that's the health thing. Oh, your mail. When you get mail, think about where that mail has been. How many people have handled it? How many times it's been on a conveyor belt? So forth and so on. So treat that mail with respect. Don't put it on your kitchen table. You know, spray it down if you have to. Let it sit for a day somewhere where it's not harmful. You know, just think about all the things that we come in touch with, in contact with every day, that has been in contact with so much other stuff out in the world. And once again, I'm talking about the groceries that you buy at the grocery store. You put it on the belt. You know, I see they do try to clean the belt more often, but you know, stuff is there. The groceries sit out in the open, people walking by and breathing on it, coughing on it, squeezing it, whatever. You know, same thing. Treat it with respect. Bring it in the house, wash it down, spray it, or whatever you need to do. Okay, you see I got my little list with me this time. But, you know, I'm not trying to be like overly intellectual about this thing. Okay? Because you can be intellectual about it and not deal with it. I'm talking about dealing with what we need to deal with in a way that's going to work. You know, don't make no difference how big the word is or how many big words you use in a sentence. That don't mean nothing. It depends on what we do. That's the end result. Okay? And this is a time for change. Change is happening all around us. It always is. But now it's there in our faces. It's happening. these statues coming down and these reminders of the good old days, being exposed, and people are actually saying, not just white folks, but black folks too, you know what, I never thought about it like that. Oh, I never thought about that. Yeah. It's been right in our faces all this time. And whether we realize it or not, it's there and it has an effect on us. Just like a lot of things that we do has an effect on us. How we walk, talk, smile, treat each other. We think it's nothing. It has an effect. The words that we say have an effect. So we have to take it personally. And let's do a little senior moment. Let's see here, senior moment. We're going to do a little current event. Okay, now I haven't seen this yet, but I've been told in the news that they have finally dismantled, and I don't know what dismantle means, the whipping post in the Georgetown prison. Okay, they haven't used it for years, but according to the news, it was still there. And I had forgotten all about the whipping post. But did you all know that the whipping post is the one in Georgetown, but there was one also in Wilmington? Guess where? I'm gonna give you all 3 seconds to guess where it was initially. Hopefully some of y'all know this. It was in Rodney Square, the whipping post. So your sentence will not only include jail time, but you will get lashes for certain crimes. Did y'all know that? Rodney Innocent Square. And then it was moved to Green Bank. Green Bank, Price's Corner, the prison, no longer there in Nelson Park, okay, where a brother was burnt and hanged by a mob, I think in 1904. Well, it's infamous news now. We made the national, proud international news with that event. The mob broke into the prison, took the brother out, and hanged him. He was accused of molesting a white woman. That's history, our story, American history. Okay, that's why we must learn, we must know, we must want to know. And right here in Wilmington, Delaware. So there was a whipping post, and folks were whipped. And it used to be a public event, just like hanging was. They say, hey, we getting ready to hang there downtown. All right, bring your lunches, bring the kids, let's go down and watch. That's American history. Okay? Not something we should hold on to in a way that's going to stunt our growth, but we need to know that that happened. And black people are still being hanged. There was 2, I forgot what state now, there were 2, I think it was California. Just recently 2 brothers were hanged. And I haven't heard anything about it lately. The last thing I did hear was they was talking about it could have been suicide, which is, a lot of times that's what it turned out that they try to say. Well, they hang themselves. Well, we'll see, because there's people on the case. Thank God for those who are working to bring out the truth. Okay, I told you all last week we was dealing with a hot topic. I mean, it's hot. Some of y'all say, oh, here we go, another old head talking about nigger, negra, negro, mainly nigger and nigger. The difference, if there is a difference, is it just a word? Is it a way of life? Where did it come from? Did you know it used to be in the dictionary? Okay. I think it's out of the dictionary now, but it's not out of our minds. It's not out of our being. So is this just a word? All we gotta do is change a couple of letters and everything is automatically changed for the better? Or is it a frame of mind? Is it a mental state of mind? Is it a spiritual aspect of our lives? Is it a lifestyle? I think I said last week, if you walked into the neighborhood, I refuse to call it the hood, into the neighborhood, and you looked around, could you actually tell the difference between the niggers and the niggas? You know, my bottom line is that the only niggers are the niggers. And that could be black, white, or whatever. Those who actually live the lifestyle of a nigger. That means somebody that's filthy, somebody that don't care, somebody that's dirty, somebody that their frame of mind is they don't give a damn about nobody else. That's a nigger. That could be black, white, yellow, brown, you name it. It's a way of life. I refuse, just like Richard Pryor said, a lot of y'all quote Richard Pryor about a lot of things, but you don't talk about the fact when he came back from Africa, he said, y'all know what? I ain't seen ne'er nigger. I would never use that word again to describe my brother or sister. That was from Richard Pryor, y'all. He's the one who made that nigger's crazy famous or infamous. Okay? We have to understand. To my brothers and sisters in Africa, because I know some of y'all are watching, think about it. Some things in American life, in black American life, in hip-hop life, in life of rap, whatever it is, some things you don't want to adapt to. Some things that you don't want to hold on to that is from over here. Everything from over here is not hip. Recognize your own hipness. The things that we're trying to get from you. Okay? There's a history about nigger. I talked about the family last week from down south that went to church wearing their Sunday go to church suit, their Sunday go to church dress, the only good ones they have. They go back home, they make sure the children are fed, and somebody's there to take care of them, or they take them to a house where the kids are. And then they go downtown, and they know they're liable to be beat, spit on, peed on, slapped, water hosed, bitten by dogs, kicked, insulted, called niggers, all kinds of things to bring them down, to keep them down, to keep them as non-human. Because remember now, we were thought of as 3/5 of a human. Okay, nigger applied. Know your history. Stop repeating it. Stop holding on to it. If we can tear down statues and the Confederate flag, we can tear down nigger too. We don't need that either. Okay, that's just as harmful to us as any images that are around us. Think about it. Stop trying to be hip. It ain't hip. It ain't hip. Ain't nobody else calling each other the name that was given to them by their oppressor. Ain't that madness? Ain't that madness? Nikki Giovanni, a famous poetess from Wilmington, said, black folks, ain't y'all got no shame? In one of her poems. Look up Nikki Giovanni. That's part of our history. She's still alive, I believe. I hope. Okay, very powerful. Black folks, ain't y'all got no shame? Somebody else, I can't think of their name, it's not even important. They talk about all the words and terms that we've been called. Split, coon, spear, chucker, jungle bunny, you name it. All these negative things to keep us down. And then some of us walk around talking about, well, we can do it because it's love. But can't nobody else call us that. You know, can't nobody else call me nigga. They don't need to. You doing it. You doing it. Dr. Carter G. Woodson, who's he, y'all? Looking up Carter G. Woodson, said, if you make a person use the back door long enough, eventually, when you tell them, well, you can use any door you want to, they'll still use the back door. They'll still use the back door. If you take a dog and put a 10-foot chain on that dog, and for years that dog can't go no further than 10 feet from his house, and then one day you remove the chain, guess what? The dog is liable to still maintain that 10-foot distance. Well trained. Well trained. And that's what niggas are. Niggas are well trained. We don't want to be niggas. Black lives matter. Black and proud, say it loud. Stop saying one thing and professing to be something else. Let's be positive all the time. We need it. Our children need it. We're passing on to our children nigger. Because a lot of them are using it. I taught in school for 3 years and did other things in schools throughout the years. But while I was as a substitute teacher, I was noticing, especially in the high schools, that these fools, these ignorant fools, because they are ignorant because of lack of knowledge, were in there calling each other nigger in the school. You want respect, but you won't respect yourself? Insane. So we pass it on to our children, and now our children are passing on to our grandchildren. When does it stop? Okay, I'm done with that. If you didn't get the point by then, I ain't gonna call you a nigger, but you know. God bless you. God bless you. One more thing. Think about what we had to do to impress our positivity on a negative situation. What did we do? We called each other blood. We called each other cuz. This goes all the way back to the days of slavery. We want to go back to the days of Africa because it wasn't no thing. Cuz, if you saw an elder, that elder would either be mother or father or auntie or sister. These are the things that we did to combat nigger. Because we realized that we might be family. And we called each other family. When I was in Vietnam, we called each other homie. You know what I mean? Homies. We had a bond. We called each other blood. You all understand? You know, this has been going on. These are our almost automatic reactions to negativity. We institute our own language, our own description of us. You're walking down the road back in the days of slavery, and you saw an elderly black man or woman, you gave them respect that might be your mother or father, or your uncle, or your grandfather or grandmother, or auntie. And some of us still do that today. When we see an elder woman, either we call them man, or miss, or ms, or mrs, or we say mother. Or now, because we've been exposed to some African terminology, we might say mama. Yeah, mama is African. But we also say that down south. Mama. Madia. African, y'all. Let's start using those words. When you call me Baba, African. Some people call me Mr. Baba. So okay, that works too. But Baba means father, or esteemed elder man. Mama means mother, or esteemed elder woman. That's our language. That's our language. Let's be proud of that. We ain't got to grab somebody else's word from their language and say, now it's ours. It ain't gonna never be ours. It ain't gonna never be ours. Never. I don't care how long we use it, how much we say it's about love. No. You wanna love me? Call me bro. Brother man, Baba. You know, it took me a minute to get used to younger people opening doors for me and calling me sir and stuff, but I understand it. It's respect. You aunts and uncles and stuff, and you got nephews and nieces calling you by your first name. There's a reason that you have that title. They respect the title, they respect you, and you have to live up to that. You have to be that uncle, be that auntie that they can look towards for guidance. They walk around calling you Johnny and Ralph and all these first names and stuff, and you think it's hip, you relating. Think about it. Think about it. Okay. We want to shout out to some of the people, some of our family members in Africa that we know, that Tanae knows, or Queen Na or Day knows, are now tuned in. So I'm going to do a general shout out. Hey, Jamil. That's the only name I know right now. Like, but Tanae is going to give some names out. You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
We got Ali Do.
All right.
Ali Do is in Burkina Faso, a country that I had never even heard of until I met him. So he's in Burkina Faso. We got Mama Rakiatu. That's Jalil's mother. We got Mama Hawa. That's Jalil's grandmother. We got Baba Akwe. That's my Baba in Ghana now. We got Baba Uncle Soa. That's my uncle in Ghana. We got Emifa. She's a friend of mine living in Ho, Ghana. Whew. We got Mustafa tuning in from Egypt.
Yeah, Mustafa! Mustafa!
Mustafa is in Egypt waiting for us to come and visit him, which we will do very, very soon, Mustafa. So we have people all over. We got Nigeria in the building. We got Ivory Coast in the building. Representing from Florida, Auntie Liz. We got our aunties here, Selma Bolden. We got my godmother, Fela, who I am named after, up in Philadelphia.
Umar!
So we have people all over tuning in, and we appreciate you all. We feel the love is strong, and the love is powerful.
So we ready for our cultural moment?
Sure.
Well, we already talked about the Akobin, the horn of readiness, of the war horn. Some little things that I've learned through the years. African culture is a living culture. When you see pictures and statues, most of them, now there's been a little change with the what you call people that visit, the tourists, okay? But most of them have a meaning, a story that goes back. We don't worship rocks and trees, and we acknowledge the importance that they play in the lives of us who used to depend on the earth for our life. So I'm going to show you a couple things. Now this is called the family tree. I don't know what it's called in Africa, but it's called the family tree. And what it is one piece of wood, and it has people on the bottom holding up people. Okay, and basically it speaks for itself. That's how we make it in this life. We have to support those coming up. I've seen them tall. I mean, I've seen them real tall with multi-layers, levels of people, which speaks to ancestors and the living and the children. So that's the tree of life. Okay. Now I'm going to move over just a little bit. And this is one of my favorites because it's made from one piece of wood. We have six people here. And I mean, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. And we're going to talk about monetary worth too. It's beautiful. This was done here. There was a time, and still are, I mean, still people are doing this, but there was a time, especially in the 60s and early 70s, when a lot of people, black people, were doing a lot of work in their basements and in the community centers and stuff, and making stuff like this. We have elephants here that are made from, what is this called? Ceramics. Ceramics. Okay? So there's plenty of stuff here. But when I say that, I'm just saying, when me and my wife were bitten by the African bug, and in the 60s, but we weren't married. But anyway, we realized that we wanted to surround ourselves with images of us. And that's what we did. No plan to make it something other than what it is. It's just being surrounded by your own self, your own beings, your own people, your own culture. The Sankofa bird, last one.
You can keep it up there. It didn't break.
Okay, the Sankofa bird is symbolic of reaching back and grabbing that which is important to you so that you can move forward in a more positive, progressive way. So that means our culture. What culture? If we reach back far enough, we end up in Africa. Now, some folks say Asiatic, some folks say Moorish, whatever. You know what I mean? But we had to reach back to something that helped us to get here. And our African culture and tradition and bloodline, sure enough, helped us to get where we are now. That fighting spirit, because we did the same thing in Africa and we're still doing it. So this is the Sankofa bird. This is also an Adinkra symbol. So it means reach back and grab. That's take, grab, embrace that which is yours. You know, back past slavery, we did not come from slavery. We came from something greater than this. We came from Africa. And we are, or should be, proud of that. So that's the Sankofa. Reaching back. Oh, I forgot about my shirt. So through the weeks, we'll touch on different things, different statues. I got a number of statues over here that I brought back from Senegal. Anybody that goes to Africa comes back loaded. Believe me, we come back loaded. Statues, artwork, clothing, renewed spirit. And my shirt today is, as you see, it says drum call. Drum call. And this I bought at a festival here. People always say, man, where do you get your stuff at? Where do you get that? Where do you get? I just get it. When I see it, if I like it, I get it. And that's what I've been doing for, 50 years now? You know. And I get it because it helps me to get through life. I love seeing images of myself around me. It energizes me. It keeps me going. It lets me know about the strength and beauty of my people. And one more thing. Economically, it's a shame. It's a shame that we pay literally pennies for stuff that's worth hundreds and thousands of dollars. Why? Because we have no control over the economics of the world. Marcus Garvey floated through the room. Look at Marcus Garvey, y'all. Look at Marcus Garvey, what he wanted to do, what he tried to do. He failed for a number of reasons, but the idea and the reasoning and the thought and the plan behind it is still needed today. We don't control our economics, our economy. When we trade, we can't read it. A few of us are starting to trade now, more with the African continent on a smaller level. But because we don't control our economics, something like this can be bought for $100, $150. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's worth, I don't even know, 10, 20 times more than that. One piece of wood. One piece of wood. And in Africa, you can ride down a highway or go to a stall where there's they're selling statues and paintings and stuff like that. And while they're selling, they got stuff all around you to look at and choose from to buy. They got stuff laying all around. And you look in the back, and they back is still carving. Still carving. It's in our spirit, that creativity. They're still painting. They got 1,000 pictures around them, and they're still painting. They got 100 statues all on the ground and all around them. They're still carving. It's part of our spirit, creativity. Get creative. This necklace that I got on, just remind me. This is a piece of coral from the beach of Jamaica. From the beach of Jamaica. When I came back, I made a number of these. I gave some away. This one I kept. I just drilled a hole through it, put the string through it. I change the string every once in a while, keep it white. That's all it is. Coral from the beaches of Jamaica. You know, our creativity. Y'all try something. If you're not doing something creative, try something. See how you like it. Maybe your children will pick it up. Just try anything. Go outside and pick up a stone and paint eyes and nose and mouth. And I don't know. Just try something. You got all this time. Don't let it go to waste. So I think I'm going to stop here. I don't know how much time is going through.
I don't know either.
My timekeeper doesn't either, but I assume it's been probably more than a half an hour.
Yeah.
So once again, take care of yourself, take care of each other, take care of the elders, take care of the babies, and whatever you believe about this virus, I hope you believe that it's real. Whether it's a conspiracy, whether it's man-made, whether it's made in a lab, well, whatever. There's a lot of conspiracy theories, as always, to make people doubt and get confused and diffuse what's going on. Know that it's real and treat it as such. Also, support something positive. Something positive. Something that's organization that's helping. If it's helping black people, good. If it's helping people in general, good. If it's positive, good. If it's helping children, good. And I say that like the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, we donate to that. St. Jude's, we donate to that. And if you can, and most of us got a little bit of money, we know. If you can, support something that has to do with the African continent. Something. And if you need to know more about something more specific, contact me or Tanae or somebody that knows. If you belong to a church, you need to be really helping people as best you can, as an organization and as a people. Adopt a village, adopt a child, adopt a family, adopt your neighbor if they need help. Do something, Lord. Do something. Peace, blessings, love. And as Don Cornelius said. Till next week. What did Don Cornelius say?
Peace, love, and
soul.